Now we're gonna do something a little crazy. We're gonna tie this thing in a knot. Hi everyone, my name is Claudia. I'm here with TV Stuff Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Bionic Force Pro. So the Bionic Force Pro is a tough and lightweight high-performance hose. It's 50 feet in length and it is kink resistant and virtually indestructible. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up so we can test it out for ourselves. So this is what our hose looks like. It's like that nylon material, so it seems to be very durable. It doesn't seem like it's gonna tear or break too easily. It definitely feels tough and sturdy, and this itself is so lightweight. I'm surprised this is a hose. These are the two ends of our hose, which kind of make it feel like a jump rope, but this part is going to connect to the nozzle, and then this part connects to the bonus nozzle that they gave us. All of the attachments are made out of brass. And as you can see, the hose without any water running through it obviously is pretty flat, which makes storage nice and easy. So we're gonna go ahead and attach this. Before we test it out, we're gonna review our instruction manual just so we're familiar with all of the parts. So these are what our instructions look like. They're pretty straightforward, not too wordy. So the water is flowing, and it's obviously starting to fill up the hose. As you can see, the hose is no longer flat, it's now filled with water, so it's more of a rounded 3D shape. We're gonna go ahead, I have my nozzle turned off, but we're just gonna gently open it. So that's about what the spray is like. It's a more narrow spray. We're gonna test some durability things with this. For one, I'm gonna take my car and I'm gonna drive over the hose itself and see if it can still spray water. The infomercial claims that it will, so we're gonna test that out for ourselves. So obviously the hose is pretty durable, being that I ran over it with my car and it continued to spray water. But I'm going to try some more common things that might happen when you're using a hose. So I'm going to kink the hose. So I'm going to bend it like that and see if that stops the flow of the water in any way. A little bit. So I'm bending it pretty hard. It's still coming out, but I can feel it in both hands that it's coming out a little weaker. So as soon as I kink it, it's back to its full power. One thing that I've struggled with in the past with hoses is the fact that it will leak from either end. And I'm happy to report that neither this end nor the end from the water source are leaking, which is great, especially because our water source at my apartment, it's a pretty old source, so newer hoses don't really like to hook up to it so easily, but this one I'm seeing a little bit more success. Now we're going to do something a little crazy. We're going to tie this thing in a knot. Alright, that's a pretty tight knot, and again the hose is fully inflated because the water is still running. So it's in a pretty tight knot, and we're going to see if that restricts the flow of water in any way. Pretty good to me. I could get the knot out. That's the true question. Ow. There. And And then the last test we're gonna do is we're gonna test how well the hose can perform when it's being tugged to its full length. So I'm gonna walk as far as I can, wrapping the hose around our house and see if it's able to continue to spray.
Be gentle with my plants. So keep pulling.
So the hose is being tugged to its fullest length and it continues to spray. It's even trapped a little around a rock. So all promising things. It seems to be a pretty durable hose and the water flow is consistent, which is nice, meaning that you can water your whole garden or wash your car, whatever your task is that you're doing with your hose, to its fullest without any interruptions. I'm going to demonstrate all of the different settings of water spraying. So that's the lowest, and then as you increase it, the water begins to fan out a bit. Which makes for nice variety when watering different types of plants or using your hose for different activities. And now I just went and increased the flow of water from the water source. It doesn't look like the water travels any farther, but there's definitely more force coming from the hose. Right, so now that we have finished doing all of our tests with our Bionic Force Pro, we're gonna go ahead and turn off the water and watch as the hose kind of deflates. So in order to get the hose back to its like natural flat state that I think is going to be best for storing it, I went ahead and disconnected the female part from the water source, and now I'm going to wrap this up. So it's obviously not as light as it was when we took it out of the box, but I think comparatively to a traditional hose, it is lighter and easier to use. So that's what we're working with storage. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but definitely prettier than the traditional like bulky plastic hose that we have. We have a compartment that we can roll it up, and I think that's the best way to store hoses, but this is a pretty good alternative if you don't have that space outside to have a storage compartment, or if you need a backup hose. I would definitely recommend this because it's easy to store and easy to use. So overall, I'm gonna have to give the Bionic Force Pro a 5 out of 5 stars. It really did everything that it claimed it would do in the infomercial and in the instructions. No matter how I altered the flow of the water, whether it was bending it or tying it in a knot or even rolling my car over it, the water flow maintained its power and its distance. So I think that's great, because then if you are outside watering your plants or washing your car or whatever else you may be doing, little things are not going to get in the way and kind of interrupt your flow of work. Overall, the hose is fairly light and easy to store because of its nylon material that allows it to flatten out completely. The only difficulty I really had was getting all of the water out, but I think if I spent a little bit more time with it, it would have been no problem. And as I said previously, difficulties I've had with hoses in the past were from the connection to the water source or just the connection in general. I dealt with a lot of leakage and just messiness because it wasn't connecting the way I wanted to. I didn't experience that with the Bionic Force Pro. It connected fairly easily and quickly, and I didn't have any leaks on either end. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more As Seen on TV products and reviews. You can follow me personally at ThatGirlClauds in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for another review. Bye!